Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I am Adam. We are back, and Manchester United, some might say, are back in the race. Yes, Manchester United 6, Leeds United 2. We are in the top 4 with a game in hand on those around us. And if we win that game in hand, which is against Burnley, we go 2 points behind Liverpool, the leaders at the top. And considering the way we've felt this season, the ups and the downs, the misery that we've felt at times, and the negativity, Ollie's job being under risk, and all these different sorts of conversations that have been floating around Manchester United. To be in this position, not many people would have saw it. It was not long ago Manchester United were getting battered off Spurs at Old Trafford 6-1. Everyone's talking about Spurs potentially being title challengers, and Manchester United, worrying for their futures, what's going to happen now. We know in the last couple of weeks we've been knocked out of the Champions League. That's not ideal at all, and that's a failure on behalf of the manager, the players and the staff. But the reaction to that, the reaction to the defeat against Arsenal, has seen Manchester United become the informed team in the country, in the league, and today move into that top 4 with this victory, and as I said, with a game in hand. And it started off so well for Manchester United. We steamrolled into a lead against Leeds United. Scotty too hotty. You may as well call the police. Scotty too hotty being at it in the first half. First couple of minutes, thought he was going to get like the quickest hat-trick ever, or something like that. His first goal, a fantastic finish. We've seen him score one of those against Arsenal at the same end of the pitch in the opposite corner. But it was a great strike, a straight strike into the corner. And it got us off to the perfect start, because we know Leeds United are one of those teams that can cause the big boys problems. We saw them at Anfield cause Liverpool problems. Liverpool got through those problems in the end and got the victory under their belts. But we've seen Leeds United, despite where they sit in the table, in the bottom half, close to and in and around the relegation zones, and despite some of their results, we know with the capabilities of their coach Bielsa that they can cause problems and they can spring a tactical surprise. But I don't think there was any tactical surprises today from them. And I thought Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got his selection spot on. And that's with me, questioning the decision to include Daniel James. I thought Fred would start today. I thought McTominay would start today. I actually thought we'd go with the diamond and go with Paul Pogba in there. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer chose to leave him out. Go with the 4-2-3-1. Play Rashford, Martial, Daniel James. Who all had very good games in my opinion, apart from Martial's finishing, which deserted him yet again. I thought all the front three had pretty good games. Bruno Fernandes in there getting 2 more goals today as well, after a quiet game midweek by his standards. And I thought the front 4 all did well, and that midfield of Fred and McTominay really was the key in this game. Obviously in us going 2-0 up early on, McTominay getting the 2 goals, but I thought for the way they were breaking down what Leeds United were bringing forward, Leeds United were getting bodies forward, Leeds United were leaving gaps at the back, and they played into our hands, which is said by the scoreline. I think most of us all expected there to be loads of goals in this game, whether United won or lost or it was a draw. We all expected plenty of goals, and that's exactly how it went. And it was absolutely fantastic, the start from Manchester United, and of course Scott McTominay's role in that. To see him get those 2 goals. Someone that comes under a lot of criticism myself. I've been critical of him in the past. And he's proven to be a valuable squad member. That is for sure. Bruno Fernandes getting the first assist. Anthony Martial getting the second assist. And it was Anthony Martial who got 3 assists today, if you include him winning a penalty for Bruno Fernandes, as FPL have done, and given me 3 assists and given me the points for that. Anthony Martial got 3 assists today. He was doing a Harry Kane or a Robert Firmino or whatever you want to call it, grabbing the assist for everyone else and just not scoring himself, which was strange. He had the opportunities to do it. He had 2 clear-cut opportunities that you normally see him bury, and he didn't bury them. Now in a game like today, when you're winning 6-2, it's nothing to be worried about too much. It didn't affect the result, but he will be thinking about that. Now what was good was his all-round play was immaculate. His hold-up play, his close ball control, his spinning in behind, his movement, his assists for his other teammates, bringing other teammates into play. And that's one of the positives actually about Anthony Martial. We know he wants goals, and we know he's hungry for goals at the minute, and he needs to get some goals to boost his confidence. But that doesn't affect his all-round play, which is what I'm happy about. He's still teeing up his teammates, even though he's probably in a position where he could be greedy and take a shot himself. He's still, linking up with those players and bringing them in. But as we know, being Manchester United's number 9, you have to get the goals. Now, in a game where we're winning 6-2, all right, cool, you probably don't. But in the games coming up, we need him to be backing those goals. Now, we got a goal against Sheffield United. Had a very good performance here, despite not scoring against Leeds United. And I thought, it's something that can hopefully help boost his confidence. But those misses will be playing on his mind. And hopefully he can grab a goal as we come through these next Christmas fixtures of Leicester City away next week on Boxing Day, which isn't an easy game by any stretch. So we've got some tricky games coming up. And goals there from Anthony Martial would be very, very valuable, but it wasn't great to see him missing those chances today. We need to see him taking those opportunities. But as I said, his all-round play was great. Marcus Rashford today, and he didn't score either. None of our strikers scored. Edinson Cavani came on, had a couple of opportunities himself, didn't score. Marcus Rashford didn't score today either. But again, his performance was very, very good. Did he get any assists? He didn't get any assists directly, but he did play well throughout the game. And it was great to see from Marcus Rashford as well. More good performances coming from him. Mason Greenwood getting a goal midweek. We need to get that front three back in the goals. And Edinson Cavani coming off the bench as well. Getting around 20 minutes he got today. Great to see. You could tell he wasn't sharp in the shots that he took and the opportunities that he took. But Edinson Cavani, we know what he can bring to the team. So great to see Greenwood this week scoring. Martial getting a goal against Sheffield United and having a good performance today, despite those misses. Rashford back in the goals this week and putting in another good shift. We need to get those boys underway. And we saw how important they were to us last season, as we got 60 plus goals between Greenwood, Rashford and Martial, which is more than most front threes in Europe, which was very good as well. But as I said, 6-2 today. Those goals come in 2-3 minutes in, and then the 20th minute, then the 37th minute. And the Bruno Fernandes goal was a great strike as well. Martial was involved in that one yet again. And then Martial was involved in the Victor Lindelof goal as he headed. And I'm not sure whether I've only seen it the once in real play. I haven't had a chance to watch the highlights yet. But as he headed it across the goal, Victor Lindelof just poked it in. Now, I'm not sure whether it was a head-on goal. I imagine he was aiming to shoot a goal, but it actually turned into an assist for him. Just before half-time, though, Cooper got a goal from a corner, from a set-piece. Disappointing to see us concede from a set-piece, and I'm sure the rest of the lads were disappointed to see that as well. But in the second half, we were the ones that got going first. Daniel James getting a goal, which would help boost his confidence after a positive performance against a team that he nearly signed for in the January of 2019, just before he signed for Man United. Scott McTominay getting the assist there. 2 goals and an assist for Scott McTominay today, who surely takes home the man of the match. But there were lots of players who played well today. Bruno Fernandes getting the penalty towards the end, which was won by Anthony Martial. So Martial having a hand in 4 of the goals, although he got 2 official assists. 3, if you're looking at the Fantasy Premier League stats, he got 3 assists on there, as they gave the one for winning the penalty as well. McTominay with 2 goals and an assist. Bruno Fernandes with 2 goals and an assist as well. Both of those guys killing it. But I did think Scott McTominay's performance was probably the one that made you think he's the man of the match. I thought it was a much more influential performance on a team. That's not to say Bruno wasn't influential, but I felt that Scott McTominay was more influential today, and I'd give him the man of the match because he was fantastic. Now, what's obviously we got all this competition in the midfield area with Fred, McTominay, Donny van der Beek, Pogba, Matic, all in there. Bruno Fernandes is a given almost, isn't it? Is the one that's the first name on the team sheet, but really good to see that competition in midfield. We got Dr. Jabir in the house. He says, what's one realistic January signing which could help us win the league? You could possibly go back in for Sancho. He's not had a great season at all for Borussia Dortmund so far this campaign. Maybe you could try and get him a little bit cheaper in January, but I can't see that one happening. There's been a lot of talk about Kieran Trippier potentially be coming in. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka has shown a little dip in form. To give him some competition there would possibly be good. There's also been talk about Brandon Williams leaving on loan as well. So could that Trippier and Brandon Williams news be linked? But I think to get some competition in there for Aaron Wan-Bissaka would be good. But also, you're looking at centre half, midfield or right wing where we need to improve. I read another article which mentioned Tahith Chong coming back early from loan. Now, I wouldn't do that personally, as I think it kind of disrupts the good loan move that he's had so far. And it'd be good to see him get a year there. You don't want to see him come back and sit on the bench unless you've got a plan for him, and unless you think he's going to come in and immediately take that chance. I wouldn't be looking to bring Tahith Chong back yet. Bring him back in next summer and give him a chance to rebuild with the team. But yeah, man, I'm really buzzing with today. It was a massive result for Manchester United. This was the kind of game that we possibly could have dropped points in. We haven't had great home form at all this season. 7 games at home. We've only won 2 of them. We've drawn 2 and lost 3. So we really need to turn that home form around in the remainder of this season. Even losing 3 games in 18 at home isn't good enough for Manchester United. But hopefully it remains at that 3 games and Manchester United can turn Old Trafford into a fortress, because with the way our away form is at this moment in time, if you can match up your home form, you'll be in with a sniff of the title. Now that sounds ridiculous considering we didn't have the best of summers, we didn't have the best of starts at all. But how crazy this season's going to be, the fixture pile-up that you're going to see, the injuries that teams are going to have, it means that Liverpool will drop more points than they did last season and the season before. And with that being said, that means they're going to be more catchable than they were. I still think Liverpool are by far and away the best team in the league at the moment, and the team that will probably be lifting the title, unfortunately. But at the moment, it doesn't look like there's any serious challenges. Spurs, everyone spoke about them. We're above them now, with a game in hand. Imagine that. Spurs are behind us, and everyone spoke about them like they were going to win the treble. Chelsea, everyone's touted them up as Premier League title contenders. And, they're behind us now as well. No one's really spoke about Manchester United as possibly winning the title. And I'm happy with that. I don't want the pressure of that being on the squad. But within the halls of Carrington, within the training ground, within the dressing room, they have to realise that there's an opportunity here where we could get closer than we maybe thought this season. We've got a decent, like we've just mentioned, the midfield area. Donny van der Beek still got to come good. Paul Pogba's still got to come good. Martial's got to get back in the goals. Greenwood got to get back in the goals. Cavani can come good. I still don't think our defence is playing at their best, although I think Victor Lindelof's looked really good recently. And Maguire's looked better. I think there's still more to come from them. Wan-Bissaka to improve, Tellers and Shaw. There's so much to be confident about in our team that when we go into a game, you think we can beat anybody. And then the problem is those teams can also beat us, as we've seen. But in a 38-game season with 25 games left to go, us having a game in hand on the rest, it being one of those crazy seasons, you'd be foolish to take it lightly. And I'd possibly even think about just fucking off the Europa League as well, just sending all the youngsters to it. And seeing how this goes. Now we know in a few weeks this could all change quickly and we could be sitting outside the top 4 again worrying about whether we're going to get back in or not. And Chelsea and Spurs could look like the likely contenders. But there's a chance there to do something. We've got the likes of Bruno, Rashford, Martial, Pogba, Donny van der Beek, Greenwood. On any given game they can win those games. Fred McTominay are contributing to the team. So let's see what can happen. Cavani as well. How can I forget his name? So let's see what can happen. Because we don't want these having a free stroll to their 20th league title. And we should be looking in January. Are there any players available? Are there any players available to bring in, strengthen the team, and possibly, go a little bit further? Sean says, get the ribbons out. We need a solid CDM to help the defence. I agree, that's one of the big positions. Obviously, right wing's a big position we need to improve. Centre half's a big position we need to improve. But also that position as well. Central defensive midfield. Getting someone in there to replace Matic. Third spot, United need to play like this week in, week out. True, we're too inconsistent. Well, the fact is we're not inconsistent. We are consistently up and down. Manny plays once David Alaba and Rice. Can't see us getting Rice off West Ham, who have had a good start to the season. Not in January anyway. Ross says, all I know, Ollie is playing really good football. He's doing brilliant things. You imagine what it'd be like when he gets his own squad of players. I think we shouldn't take the cups lightly, says Lakesh. They help us motivate, strengthen our mentality for the league. It makes the squad competitive. Alaba could be the difference, says King. 21-21 Man United, says football capital. Wilfred Ndidi says Ahmad. Why Matic is nowhere near the first 11? I don't think he's near the first 11. That's why we're talking about potentially replacing him. Darcy says, do you drive to Newcastle every time you're on the kickoff? No, it's not in Newcastle. It's down south. No one is selling this winter, in my opinion. Not worth getting someone just for the sake. Yeah, I wouldn't get someone just for the sake of it. I'd definitely only bring players in that you would bring in the summer. But who knows who will be available. There's going to be players that want to move to get their spots in the squads for the Euros as well. But yeah, man, absolutely delighted with the stuff today. Next up, we got Everton away in the League Cup. Someone just mentioned Facundo Pellistri starting that game, or Gary Pellistri, as I like to call him. I'm not too sure. I think Ollie will be taking it seriously, but you may see Mata come in, Cavani start. You know, Pogba may start. He didn't play today, although we got Leicester on Boxing Day, so he could be picked in for that one. I'm not too sure, but I think we'll rotate a little bit. Dean Henderson will play. You know, Mata, Bruno gets a rest. So you bring in Mata, Donny van der Beek, Pogba, Cavani. It's not a bad second string, is it? Looks like a first string. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in to what has been my reaction, or the aftermath, to Manchester United absolutely twatting Leeds 6-2 at Old Trafford. They've waited how long for this game? 16 years. 16 years, and they got battered 6-2. Hates to be you. Hate to be you. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like and comment and share and subscribe, and keep it locked. Tomorrow, we're in Manchester tomorrow. Another day on the road. I'll be with the lads. We'll be doing Stretford Paddock, Premier League piss take, and lots more as well. So keep it locked for that. For now, I've been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.